Hello and welcome to Voicetv Nigeria. My name is Magdalene Palmer. Today I'm going to be taking you around the beautiful continent of Africa. Hello beautiful subscribers. I want you to like and subscribe to this beautiful channel, Maria Eho, on YouTube. It talks about relationship status, how you can deal and take your relationship to the next level. Please like and subscribe. Now on Tuesday, the Nigerian lawmakers sitting have complained and lamented over the ill treatment of Nigerians by the Chinese citizens in China. Now they have frowned over the way the Chinese have treated the Nigerians and other African citizens over there, because the Chinese threw out some of these African citizens from their hotels, from their homes, never allowed them to shop for what to buy or even what to eat. Now, while they were sitting on Tuesday, the lawmaker have said that every Chinese living in Nigeria who don't have proper documents will be sent out of Nigeria. Let's take a look at this video.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, this is the very point in time that we are thinking cash. It is better that we import test kits from China than importing Chinese. We need to import test kits. Unfortunately, a few days ago, the NCDC will advertise on Twitter for intervention. And they're advertising where they want to get lab. We need to know what else we have to do.
Photos and videos appeared on various social media outlets depicting institutionalized acts of racial discrimination, maltreatment, xenophobic assault, embarrassment, illegal detentions, and forceful eviction of Nigerians and other Africans living in Guangzhou, consigned that under the pretext of curbing the spread of COVID-19, which ironically originated in Wuhan, China, several kinds of maltreatment of Nigerian citizens in Guangzhou have been perpetrated by Chinese people and authorities, including wrongful confiscation of Nigerian international passport, prolonged and illegal detention of Nigerians in the name of mandatory quarantine, despite their having certificates of clean health, and no recent travel history. Outright refusal to test or release the test results, and the eviction of Nigerians from their homes and hotel accommodation, etc. The House is worried that in the exercise of its function of protecting the interests of nationals of a sending state, as provided for under Article 5 of the Vienna Convention on Consular Relations, 1963. The Nigerian Consul General was treated in clear violation of Article 40 of the said treaty, which requires the receiving state to treat consular officers with due respect and to take all appropriate steps to prevent attacks on their persons, freedom, or dignity. The House also recalls the troubling case of Mr. Felix Awa Elijah, a Nigerian citizen and legal resident in China who mysteriously disappeared after his abduction and prolonged illegal detention by Chinese police authorities sometime around 6 February 2019, and of which all letters and appeal from Honorable Benjamin Carlo, his representative in the House of Representatives, were ignored by the Chinese authorities. The House also consigned that the action of the Chinese authorities do not reciprocate the favorable treatment their nationals enjoy in Nigeria, but have instead put a strain on the diplomatic and economic relations between Nigeria and China, thereby endangering Nigerian businesses in China valued at billions of dollars. Also worried that the actions and inactions of the Chinese authorities clearly establish a trend of racial discrimination as defined in Article 1, Sub 1 of the International Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Racial Discrimination, to mean any distinction, exclusion, restriction, or preference based on race, color, descent, or national or ethnic origin, which has the purpose or effect of nullifying or impairing the recognition, enjoyment, or exercise on an equal footing of human rights and fundamental freedom in the political, economic, social, cultural, or any other field of public life, and that such actions and inactions are in breach of several other international conventions to which Nigeria and China are signatories. The House also is worried that the actions and inactions of Chinese authorities clearly establish a trend of all Nigerians who wish to return home, including Nigerians that only visited for business, Nigerians with any form of travel document and identification, Nigerians with passport but expired visas, Nigerians with passport and valid visas who have been ejected by house owners, Nigerians who have tested negative to COVID-19 are evacuated from China and quarantined upon arrival. 3. The House also urged the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and all relevant ministries, departments and agencies to provide all necessary financial and other assistance to affected Nigerian citizens in China who wish to seek redress in any local or international court for breach of fundamental rights, loss of property, or any other actionable cause occasioned by this maltreatment or discrimination in China. The House resolves also to mandate the Committees on Interior, Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring and Commerce to investigate the Nigerian Immigration Corporate Affairs Commission, Nigerian Content and Development Monitoring Board and Commerce to investigate the Nigerian Immigration Corporate Affairs Commission, Nigerian Content and Development Monitoring Board, and any other relevant ministry, department or agency to check the validity of all immigration documents of every Chinese person in Nigeria and the expatriate quota of all the Chinese businesses in Nigeria to ascertain the number of illegal and undocumented Chinese immigrants in Nigeria.
Can you imagine Chinese illegal miners taking our natural resources? If this happens to Nigerians in China, what do you think will happen to Nigerians over there? Would they be treated the same way they are treated in Nigeria?
Aliu àti Ọláìyá ẹ̀ńlá sọ̀rọ̀ so alẹ́ ẹ̀ńlá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn adárúkọ rin so yẹn wá sọ̀rọ̀ pé yẹn adárúkọ rin kò kó onílé pé kan gbà yín.
ẹjọ ẹ gbà mí o oko mi lélẹyìí o wọ́n ti bà gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ pátápátá kò sí kankan tó kù bẹ́ẹ̀ pátápátá àti ọ̀pẹ àti kòkó àti obì àti ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n ti bà gbogbo ẹ̀jẹ̀ o àwọn China ni wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ pé láti palace ni wọ́n ti wá palace Ifẹ̀ ni wọ́n ti wá pé kábíyèsí pé ó ti gba òbítíbitì owó pé wọ́n ti fún ní wọ́n ò dẹ̀ inform anybody wọ́n ti bà tiwa jẹ́ o iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ tá gbójúlé òun náà ti bàjẹ́ òdìkejì náà níbi tí a dúró sí báyìí ibi tá a dúró sí wọ́n máa wú gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ báyìí lọ́kọ̀ òdìkejì wọ́n á tú gbogbo òkè yìí wọ́n á tú gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí wọ́n á wú gbogbo ẹ̀ lọ so kò sí kankan tó kù fún amọ́ wa àdèlè jalè iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ là ń ṣe ẹ gbà wá o fún ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ ṣàánú wa o
kí lorúkọ yín
excavator tí wọ́n gbé wá nìyẹn excavator tó gbé wá nìyẹn tó fi ń wúlẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ gbé góòlù náà Ìbàdàn mo ti wá Ọláìyá lórúkọ mi ọmọ mo dúpẹ́ ọlọ́wẹ̀
tẹ̀tẹ̀ ní bí
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àwa ló ní bí báyìí títí lọ dé ìkángun bẹ́ẹ̀ títí lọ báyìí títí lọ kan omi stream is a very small stream òun ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ òun ni wọ́n pè ní òun làwọn sọ wípé odò yìí ní erin ńlá òun ni àwọn sọ wípé it is a very big river and it's not a river òun ni omi pẹ́ṣẹ́pẹ́ṣẹ́ ni omi pẹ́ṣẹ́pẹ́ṣẹ́ ni nígbà tí wọ́n bá gbé excavator wọn débẹ̀ tí wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí expand ẹ̀ yóò wá di odò ńlá wọ́n wá sọ pé odò ńlá ni òun ni very small stream omi ni gbogbo àbáwá dẹ̀ ń mu òní ní tí wọ́n ti bà omi wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ fún wa kò sí bọ́ọ̀lù kò sí kankan omi la máa ń fi wẹ̀ òun náà la máa ń mu wọ́n ti bàjẹ́ ṣe ti rí gbogbo ẹ̀ báyẹn o ẹ ti rí báyẹn o àgbójúlé kankan mọ́ kò sí kankan tá a tún ní mọ́ àti lè jalè iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ la ń ṣe láyàn láàyò ẹ̀yin náà lọ sọ pé ká padà sóko ká máa ṣiṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ á tún iṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀ ń tán àwọn kan tún wá kó ra wọn wá láti China wọ́n tún wá ń wú gbogbo ẹ̀ dànù just like that ẹ dákun ẹ gbà wá ọmọ Nàìjíríà o àwọn bàbá ẹ wò wọ́n bá ti sọ wọ́n di aláìníṣẹ́ gbogbo kókó wọn lápapẹ̀ wọ́n ti wú gbogbo ẹ̀ dànù àwọn àgbàlagbà ni ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n ti wú gbogbo ẹ̀ dànù. ọmọ ti wú gbogbo kókó wa tán o pátápátá o.
iléeṣẹ́ wo ni ìgbórúkọ iléeṣẹ́ wọn.
àwọn sáínà ni o. ẹ dákun ẹ gbà wá o. ẹ dákun ẹ gbà wá o. ìtàlẹ́tọ̀ wà lélẹ́yìn o. wọ́n ti mú ẹ lọ́nìí yẹn ibi tá a ti stop wọn lélẹ́yìn. about 3 kilometers.
Don't you know this? Don't you already tell you we have problem with the friend that you
She said he has a problem because his friends came from China and they were escaping without completing their 14 days of self-quarantine. They were running to DRC for work.
Okay, let me talk to her.
So now we arrested them at the border point in Zombo. They have been brought back.
Okay, let me talk to her.
Talk to him.
What next after arresting these people?
Thank you so much. Right here in Chibuli CID headquarters, I am in the company of security personnel together with the RDC of Zombo district. As we all know, the government of Uganda has put very clear guidelines for self-mandatory isolation. And we've got a group of nationals from China, the Chinese nationals, who came into the country and they started very well with self-isolation. But along the way, they violated the principles of self-isolation and they were actually intercepted at the border crossing into Congo. That is along Zombo in Goli border. And they have been brought back under the directive of His Excellency the President. And the President gave a directive that these people should be produced in the courts of law, because we have very clear policy and the laws of this country, put into as consideration the Public Health Act, which has been subjected into all this happening into our country. And as we can see clearly, these nationals has violated the principles that have been put to keep our people safe and away from risk. So they will be produced in courts of law here in High Court, Nakawa High Court, so that the law takes its course and they are persecuted according to what will be found.
We've had reports that these Chinese nationals were in the company of other Ugandans. Why these Ugandans?
We've got 4 Chinese nationals and 2 Ugandan nationals, and they've hired the taxi from the Ugandan nationals, a driver and a wife, who is taking these people all the way from Kampala up to Zombo. And right here they have been brought back. They are going to stay in a very safe place. After that they will be produced to courts of law. This is going to set signal to the people of this country, most especially those who are under mandatory quarantine. The president of this country has made it very clear. This is a war that he's spearheading, and he's really heading it with a tough directive to this country. So anybody who will be found to violate the principles of mandatory, the law is going to deal with it.
Kajoingi Andrew is in my name, Resident District Commissioner Zombo. On the 10th of this month at around on the 20th of this month at around 11 a.m. I got a telephone call from my security operatives at the border entry point called Padea in Zombo district, that there were 6 Chinese who were from Kampala. They wanted to cross to Congo. Given the sensitivity of the coronavirus, I told my security operatives to hold the 6 Chinese and the 2 Ugandans, to give me time to cross-check with the Migrations Office in Entebbe and the Ministry of Health. Indeed, I started with the Migrations Office. When they checked the records, They told me these people entered Uganda on the 10th, and they were put on self-quarantine in Kibuli African Hotel. Self-quarantine should have taken 14 days, which will elapse actually tomorrow. So they will be officially allowed to move on the 25th. But on the 10th day, they violated the 14 days given, which was on the 20th, they decided to go. Actually, they sneaked out of the area of confinement. So on getting this information from immigration, I called the Ministry of Health, particularly Honorable Joyce Mori Kukaduch, the State Minister for Primary Health Care, to seek a sense of direction. She also consulted further, and the directive which came is that this Chinese be brought back to Kampala for violating the Ministry of Health procedure.
As I talk about the measures, allow me to thank the security personnel of this country. So far they have demonstrated the ability of being vigilant, being very alert, and to ensure that the Ugandans are safe. This is one of the great jobs that they have done to ensure that foreigners who wish to escape before their mandatory days of isolation are intercepted at the border. Congratulations, and I give you a big credit. And I appeal to all Ugandans, let's be vigilant. Let's really watch out and ensure that people who are supposed to be isolated remain and completed their 14 mandatory days of self-isolation or institutional isolation. Now, it is very clear. The directives of the president is very clear and we must follow. It's a must. All border points are going to be closed, and the specific border points that will remain open for cargo trucks, and which cargo trucks we are going to have only 3 people, the driver, the turnboy, and other person. And at those border points, there is going to be healthcare professionals to screen these people. So I want to appeal to our people, let's stick to those directives, stay at home and follow the directives of the ministry. Finally, my appeal is for the people who are under mandatory institutional quarantine. Please adhere to the game. It is for a short period of time to protect you, to protect our people, and to protect the country. Let's not escape. If you escape, the law will deal with you. I thank you.
Once again, I'm Magdalene Palmer. Please keep watching Voicetv Nigeria. Don't only like, but also subscribe to our channel. See you next time.